Good afternoon. Welcome to Afternoon Chat. The poll is up and running. Or no, the chat is up and running. I was just playing around trying to figure out how to do a poll. How are you today? Afternoon Chat's the name of the show. Monday through Friday, 3 to 5 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. A free show. The guest stars are the people in the chat. They determine what we talk about. I'm your host, Ghost Mostly. Yeah, I haven't got this poll stuff figured out yet. I'm working on it. I was just sitting here experimenting and I looked and I'm like, oh, it's time to go live. I'll figure out what I'm doing eventually. I mean, let's hope. Unfinished business. I was wrong. I was predicting that the U.S. bombs Iran on last Saturday. It did not happen. There's your proof. I'm a human being. I make mistakes all the damn time. You got to witness one. One. Yeah, one. The operative number there. Yeah, I smoke. There's further proof. AI don't smoke. Okay. So, how was your weekend? Everybody got big plans this week? I have no plans this week. Yeah, this show has no script, has no agenda. That's up to you guys. You decide the script. You guys decide the agenda. I'll follow your lead. Well, my consensus for the weekend is it's easier to hate than it is to tolerate. Sometimes. So, what do you guys got going on? What do you want to talk about? I don't know. I'm well rested. I got a nap. I literally have nothing on my mind today. It was all I could do not to load a bowl and bake my day away. But I did not. That's right. Once in a while, I exercise self-control. It's amazing, isn't it? I did hit 50 subscribers this weekend. Yay, me. I don't know how it happened. It just did. I did a crummy show on Thursday and a crummy show on Friday. And I gained a subscriber. It was the first miracle of 2026. Okay, maybe miracle stretching it a bit, but I'm just hanging out. What do you guys want to talk about? If you want to be able to get in a chat, go to youtube.com, download their Discord app. It is free. This whole darn show is free. It's my belief that the future is interactive TV. So if you've ever wanted to talk to your TV, here's a golden opportunity. We can discuss anything you want within the community guidelines established by YouTube. They're the only platform we're on. Let's not piss them off, okay? I've been doing this show for 5 months, and it's finally starting to grow little by little. I'm going to be patient. When I decided to start this, I told myself I had to give it 3 years. We're 5 months in, and I'm not crying. Okay. It's going all right. Well, I'm just a guy sitting on his couch. The people in the chat are the actual guest stars of this show. What they say goes. That's how we determine what we talk about. When no one gets in the chat, then we're stuck with wherever my mind wanders, and who knows on that, you know. I smoke cigarettes and pot. I don't recommend you do either. I'm in Michigan. It's dead of winter here. Okay. I think it's about 20 degrees out there. There's still a foot of snow on the ground. I'm not planning on going out till tomorrow. Tomorrow I do a Tuesday morning breakfast with family. And I do my weekly shopping and that kind of crap. What's going on with your life? What's of interest to you guys? You guys are the ones that are busy. Okay. I'm not busy. I'm retired. I'm just sitting here like a bump on a log. I did watch a couple of movies this weekend. Nothing too great. I've been experimenting with what is this? The Chronicles of. Yeah, it was George Lucas back in the day. Some of it is well written, some of it's kind of far fetched, but it's something to watch. Well, there was no football to watch. No, Pro Bowl's not football. So tell me, what's on your mind today? What do you guys want to discuss? I'm going to do my grocery list tonight and clip coupons. Very exciting, isn't it? Well, this is life in 2026. I know you guys are busy. You guys are in the fast lane. I used to be. I'm hoping people get in the chat today. According to my analytics, 85% of the people that watch this show watch it on TV. 10% watch on their phones. Most people chat with their phone and watch on their TV. That's the way my analytics break down on the channel. I think it's interesting, but I have no clue what I'm doing. So, it is what it is. Me having a TV show is kind of like a blind man that just bought a new house. I'm just trying to feel my way through it and not walk into any walls. I got my first computer when I'll say 1987, 1988, somewhere in there. And then I was just self-taught. I dinked around a little bit, spent a little bit of money, Fast forward to, last year. And I'm sitting around and I'm thinking, well, I got a laptop over there, I got a TV, I got YouTube. I'm like, everything's owned by Google. All my equipment should work together, and it does. You gotta love it when something comes together like that, right? Minor miracle. Well, I got tired of Microsoft, so I switched to Chromebook, Google. I got tired of commercials, so I went with YouTube Premium, Google. I cannot stand commercials. You won't find any on this show. Webb, how's it going? I'm just shooting the breeze. What are you talking about? What's on your mind? Webster? What do you want to talk about today? You're our first guest star of the day. Happy Monday. I'm glad you got through the weekend. I got through it. I did not go outdoors. Well, I did. I went to breakfast Saturday and I went to dinner Saturday night. I'm in Michigan. Southwest Michigan. What about you, Webb? Ah, India. Beautiful, beautiful country. Nice people. I always wanted to go to an Indian bazaar. Well, what we have are grocery stores. The prices aren't negotiable. You can't barter. Okay. The things that my understanding of a bazaar. Ooh, Northeast. I'm not familiar. I've got a friend of a friend that's in Bangladesh. It's about as close as I've ever connected. But don't you guys have great big bazaars where everybody in the town has got a little booth and you can buy and sell everything? I always thought that'd be really interesting, really cool. Northeast India. I don't know how commercialized it is now. I mean, maybe you guys have grocery stores now. To me, the whole market, where everybody just comes together and everything's all in one place, that always interests me. We've got what they call superstores here. That's cool. I don't judge people by appearance. You can probably tell that by my appearance. I just don't care. I'm clean, and I did brush my hair once today. I actually spent more time with beard softener than anything else. So, what's your time difference? I'm thinking India, it's probably 11 o'clock at night there or something, isn't it? Here it's 3:15 in the afternoon. Well, people are shy. It'll get up. It'll get better. Got a lot of show left. Talk about something they want to talk about. They'll jump in. I still have, once in a while, I still have shows where no one chats at all. 1:44 a.m. Wow. Good morning. Holy crap. I hope you work nights. I hate to think you're losing sleep for this show. That's real interesting. That time change. Man, oh man. So it's already Tuesday there. How's Tuesday look? Fill us in. I'm hoping for warmer weather tomorrow. I have plans to go out of the house. Yeah, Monday through Friday, 3 to 5 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. That means, well, for you, it would be Tuesday through Saturday. So Tuesday through Saturday if you're in Northeast India. This is, you're the 9th country of persons that I've talked to since I started this show 5 months ago. I not real familiar with the foods that you guys eat up there. I can't have spices anymore. I got to have a real bland diet. I'm an old man. I think the older you get, the more digestive issues you have. Maybe that's just an American thing. I don't know. Well, I'm hoping you guys don't go to war with Pakistan. I don't like wars. I don't like anybody to die. I've seen that you've had some tensions rising, but that's more on your West Coast. Hopefully you'll stay safe, Webb. Yeah, I'm about as anti-war as you can get. I believe you're better off to tolerate people, not hate people. Personal opinion. Yeah, I know where YouTube is marketing this show. I do know that they are marketing it internationally. Oh, all right. So if I ever go to India, I'm going to the Northeast because I can't eat spicy food. Do you guys have potatoes, bread, rice? That's what I crave is starchier food. India, isn't it? Isn't the Hindu religion, don't they have cows involved? Can you eat beef in your country? America is real big on eating beef. Oh, I love rice. I actually changed the way I cook rice now. I wash it 3 times before I cook it. I think they're like putting some preservatives on the outside of it or something. I don't know what it is, but I wash the rice 3 times before I cook it. Do you guys eat beef in the Northeast? Here in America, we eat beef, but it's really expensive. But I'm not surprised you're Christian. Christianity is like in every country of the world. I think it spreads like the measles. And I'm not trying to be disrespectful to religion. I'm just trying to be jovial. Here, last week I bought 1 pound of ground beef. Cost me $8.31 for 1 pound. I'm not really Christian. I mean, I was baptized Catholic when I was 7, but I don't practice religion unless bad things are happening and I need to reach out for a little help. I'm more of a science guy than a religious guy. I'm not really sure if God is real, but I honestly believe that people's belief in God is real. Yeah, I get that. It's well, I think that's what all religions are. Even the Muslims, it's their personal relationship with their God, their personal belief. I may not know whether their God is real, but I know that their belief in them is, and I can accept that. I have some problems when it comes to religion because the religions here in the United States that I've investigated, they always have their hand out. They're wanting your money. And I always wondered, why can't your religion thrive without my cash? Every church I've ever been to has got a building fund. They always want money from the people that go into the church. And I'm like, if this is real, why do I got to bring my wallet? Personal opinion, I find it hard to believe some of the things, some of the teachings, some of the stories, but I do like Bible stories. My favorite is the Good Samaritan. I like it when people help other people. It's my belief that all people all over the globe should all unite and all work together for common goals like morals and ethics and valuing life itself. One of the things I talk about a lot on this channel is unity. You don't have to agree with your fellow human being in order to work alongside him. But I believe that when people get together, they collaborate, they work together, and they build great things. Preach is a serious word, but if I preach anything, it's probably tolerance for your fellow man. Get past your differences and be able to work together and respect one another. My personal opinions, though. I am not a highly educated man. But I do consider myself to be an honest man. I like talking to people. I like meeting people. It's something I did my whole adult life. I used to work in Las Vegas in the table games, dealing blackjack, craps, and roulette. Used to have hundreds of people come up and introduce themselves. I liked it. I liked meeting people from all over the world, finding out what their priorities are, what their life is like in their country. Part of it is, that old, I don't know, that old saying, the grass is always greener on the other side of the fence. I always found something positive about every country. Yeah, I'm single. I'm divorced 3 times. I'm getting good at it now. Never met a woman who wasn't willing to dump me. I honestly believe that there's nothing wrong with being married 10 times other than paying for the first 9. If you eventually find somebody you're happy with, I think that's a good thing. It's nice to have a partner, someone you can share life with. I'm divorced 3 times with 2 kids. Separate mothers. And I'm also a grandpa now. My granddaughter is getting ready to turn 18. I had 2 sons, 23 years apart. Yeah, that's an age difference. What about you? Single, married, children? My oldest son is 51. Youngest is 28. I'm 68. If you do that math, I was 17 when I fathered my first child. Too young. I like children, but it's nice not to have the responsibility of small children in the home anymore. Unemployed 28-year-old. Start your own YouTube channel. It's not that expensive. Yeah, 17 was crazy young. And I not only was I 17, but I was 17 with a list of problems about a block and a half long. I was blackout drunk most of the time. I was kind of a wild child. Having a kid actually settled me down and helped me get my life on the straight path. Gave me some focus and some direction. Being unemployed at 28, I would say chase your dreams. Go after doing something that you love. You might have to settle for something that just pays the bills, but you're still young enough. You need to go for something that you love, because whatever line of work you find, you're going to end up doing it for the next 30 or 40 years. You get my point? So if it's something that you love, you can pour your heart and soul into it. One of the things I always did when I was younger is I showed up for work 30 minutes early. Let the boss see you there 30 minutes early, and eventually he starts putting you to work early. It creates a bond, a level of trust. At least it did for me. I enjoyed the table games. I'm kind of an extroverted person. I like talking to strangers. It just seemed to click with me and my personality. There were, negative aspects. I didn't want to ever take people's hard-earned money, but well, I think in 2026, it's hard to get a good job most places. You've got to find your niche. Find something that you love and then hunt it down like you're a stalker. I went to a trade school to become a dealer. It cost, back in the day, it was $3,000. And I learned how to deal 5 games, craps, roulette, blackjack, baccarat, and poker. A trade school gets you a skilled position. Skilled labor makes more than unskilled labor. Nowadays, I think that you got to give yourself a direction that you're not going to get replaced with AI in 2 years. You know what I mean? We have a lot of gig work here in the United States. Out outfits like Grubhub, Uber, Instacart, making short, light deliveries. You can, do it actually 24 hours a day here in the United States. If I was unemployed here, I'd do gig work until I found something that I was passionate about and wanted to work with. But sometimes you can get a private job that is actually going to lead to something else. A lot of times things are like dominoes that are stacked up. You may take a temporary job that's private, and it could lead you into something else, which then in turn leads you, to a better path. The important thing is just, stay positive and look for work like that's your full-time job. Especially the younger you are. That's the one thing I learned starting having kids at age 17 was I had to be driven to build for a future. That's something I do not have in retirement. I am no longer driven, if that makes any sense. But by becoming a father and having all that responsibility at a young age, I was forced to build for my future. And I actually went to a number of trade schools throughout my career. I always had a side gig. I always had something going besides my full-time job. Things are hardest when you're unemployed. They just are. I think because you have too much time to sit around and worry and you stress yourself out. When you're working, you've got time that you can't focus on your own, burdens, and you're forced to focus on doing the job to the best of your ability. I liked meeting people, and I think that's why I got good at becoming a dealer. I saw a lot of people come and go from that industry. They were too introverted and not able to deal with the general public. Dealing a table game like that in Vegas is kind of like being on stage. Everybody's looking at you. I think that's part of why it doesn't bother me to be on camera. all those years in Vegas, they had cameras on every table. I got used to it. But I enjoy finding out what people got on their mind. It was nice meeting you, Webb. Like and subscribe the show if you could. It would help my channel. But either way, you're always welcome. I appreciate your input today. And I wish you the best of luck, my friend. I hope you find a great job. And I hope you build a great life. We all deserve such. Thank you much. Webster from India, everybody. That's our guest star of the day thus far. Who else wants to chat? Feel free to jump in. We have no script. We have no set topic. We can talk about anything you want to talk about. Afternoon Chat is a free show. No midstream ads, no sponsors, no commercials of any kind. We have no script or set agenda. The guest stars of this show are the people in the chat. They determine what we talk about. I'm not running for political office. I'm not trying to become a online influencer. Okay. I'm simply trying to meet and talk to people. I enjoy it. And I honestly believe that most people are good, decent people. I think the good guys outnumber the bad guys by a lot. And that's playing it wide. I spent 33 years in Vegas table games, meeting people from all over the world. And they all had one thing in common. They were all really nice. Even if we didn't speak the same language, they were still nice. Most people are. Anybody can be having a bad day, don't get me wrong. Anyone can be short with you, but that doesn't make them a bad person. We are all human beings. We all have our pluses and our minuses. I believe the key is to tolerate one another, not hate one another. You don't have to agree with someone to work with them. You don't have to like someone to work with them. But you do need to tolerate them. All human beings have common ground. We all love our parents. We all love our family. We all have close friends. Common ground. At the same time that we all have this common ground, we are all also unique individuals. I can guarantee you, you've never met anyone like me in your life. I am unique. That uniqueness, that part that sets us apart, That's the beautiful part. Not everyone's language is the same. Not everyone's culture is the same. That uniqueness keeps us from being boring. The world would be boring if we were all the same individual. We're not. And that's what makes the world exciting. In my opinion. Feel free to jump in the chat and voice yours. I welcome it. I welcome your opinion. My whole thing is just unity with your fellow man. Well, we got one planet. We got one human race. Anything that goes wrong on this planet can only be fixed by the human beings. The lions, tigers, and bears aren't going to fix shit on this planet. Only the human beings can fix things on this planet. That's my opinion. All the human beings need to do is to tolerate one another long enough to work together, and we can build great things. I don't care where you look, take a look outside your front door. Everything there that was built by human beings, that's your proof that the humans before you put their differences aside and worked together to build good things. We built roads, we built houses, we built stoplights, we built restaurants, gas stations. We built it all. All human beings are dependent on one another, but we all have common ground. We all get up and go to work every day. By getting up and going to work every day, we are able to rely on one another. Tomorrow morning, I don't have to guess, will the restaurant be open? I don't have to guess, will the grocery store be open? I know they're going to be open. I know those human beings are going to go in and do their job every day. It gives me a greater quality of life that I am able to depend on them. I can rely on them. That's my opinion. I have this opinion based on my life experience. I have not had your same life experiences, but I respect them. I respect the fact that we're all unique individuals. But at some point, you've got to realize that you're so dependent on other human beings that that's where your quality of life comes from. When I go out to breakfast tomorrow morning, I have a choice of probably 50 different restaurants. That gives me a quality of life. If I lived in a tiny town that might not even have a restaurant, that reduces my quality of life, does it not? If you'd like to chat, you need to get that Discord app from YouTube. It's free, just like the show's free. Your opinion is welcome here. even if you don't agree with me. It's not required. I don't require anything of anyone. We do need to follow the community guidelines established by YouTube. But basically, the only thing you can do wrong on this show is not have a good time. I believe everyone should have a right to voice their own opinion. That's why the chat is active. I want to hear your opinions. It's the right thing to do. Now, some foreign countries, you don't have freedom of speech. Here in the United States, I have freedom of speech. Don't get yourself into trouble with your government by saying something in our chat room that they would frown upon. I don't want anyone to get themselves into trouble with their government. Here in the United States, the freedom of speech we take for granted. Well, I've had freedom of speech my entire life. I've never lived in a foreign country. I've visited a couple, but I've never lived in them, you know. I have no idea what it would be like to live in a country where I wasn't free to speak my mind. I'd probably get myself in hot water. I got used to voicing my opinions, okay? Maybe spoiled even. So what's on your mind today? What do you guys want to talk about? I was wrong. I was predicting that the U.S. was going to attack Iran last Saturday. I was wrong. They did not. They're still poised. They still have Iran surrounded. Maybe next Saturday. Time will tell. Well, the U.S. media, I don't know, the network propaganda, they don't tell everybody the whole story anymore. It's all one-sided and biased, and they're fear-mongering, trying to scare people and do all types of control and manipulation on the masses. I ain't into that. Well, they're going to attack somewhere to change the news narrative and get it off these Epstein files. The Epstein files, well, they got everything. They've got crime. They've got corruption. They've got espionage. The whole thing is distasteful. The net result on me personally is I believe all of our politicians should be voted out of office. Every one of them. They're not functioning. When they're not functioning, they're not doing their job, so they should thus be fired. I say no more incumbents. When I walk into the voting booth, anyone that currently holds office should be voted out. That's my opinion. Out with all of them. Next, get a new group of people in there and maybe they'll be able to work together. These people that we got in our government now can't seem to function. I've given them a chance. They're now working together, so they need to go. We'll get a fresh crop of people in there. If you've got a bushel of apples and one of them is bad, you've got to get that bad apple out of there or it ruins the whole bushel. That's my opinion. Feel free to jump in the chat and voice yours. I can't hang with government officials that cannot work together. They miss the whole point of being a government official. I don't think people elect them to go in there and be a roadblock. I think they elect them to get in there and work together and pave the way for the rest of us. That's my personal opinion. I like people. I can tolerate even the people I don't like. Well, nowadays it's 2026. You can see an awful lot of people doing an awful lot of bad things. Like an ICE agent, an American citizen that thinks it's okay to violate another fellow American citizen's civil rights. He's made a mistake, an error in judgment. Let's hope that that ICE agent can learn his lesson and discontinue this horrific behavior. Your job title in America doesn't give you the right to mistreat others. And it appears these ICE agents are afraid. Their fears have taken control. Their boss is telling them to go out and be aggressive and do your job. But they're so afraid that they're infringing on humanity's best interest. You can't just walk up and shove somebody out of your way. It's not right. You can't just walk up and pepper spray somebody. It's not right. It's an attack. To attack your fellow Americans is wrong. I don't care who's telling you it's right. It's wrong. If you're an American, your fellow American is not your enemy. The people that are telling you your fellow American are your enemies are not your friends. I'm just saying. You can't go around mistreating people and think that it's okay. You have to know right from wrong. This is one of the things that bothered me in the casino industry when I was in it. And I used to tell them openly, the higher up I get in management, the closer to the door I get. because I'm not willing to mistreat other people. I draw a line and I say no. Well, the story I tell to explain that is I was in management. I went to a management meeting and they had an employee and they said, get a paper trail on that guy. I want him out of here in 30 days. I left the meeting. I went and found that guy and I fired him on the spot. They did not create the paper trail they wanted. Not only did I fire him on the spot, I told him, go apply for unemployment today. Don't wait. When the casino makes a conscious decision to fuck with somebody, it's wrong. That's why people go home and get an AR-15 and come back in and shoot up the place. If he's not for your team, cut him loose. Don't try to cheat him. Don't try to mistreat him. Don't make him a whipping boy. Treat him with some respect. Cut him loose. If you have to pay unemployment, pay unemployment. Next time, don't hire him. But you got no future for your business if you're running around screwing people over. If you're going to fire somebody, fire somebody. Don't sit around and plot against them for 30 days. There's a right way and a wrong way to treat a human being. And at some point, I'm going to turn and I'm going to say, no, I'm not going to mistreat a human being. I don't care. I'm not going to do it. You got to respect all life, not just your own. Every human being should be treated with respect and dignity. This is what I'm trying to tell these guys that are working for ICE. Due process in the United States has worked for 250 years. Just because you get a job title doesn't mean you got a right to skate around due process. Our Constitution is supposed to set us above that of the third world countries with dictators. We're supposed to reside above that level. And when you're walking down the streets as an American citizen and one of your fellow American citizens has got a job title that he thinks enables him to be able to slap you around or mistreat you, he's wrong. These ICE agents should be ashamed of their actions. They are violating the U.S. Constitution. They are stripping America of its dignity. They're making us look like drunken wife beaters. And we're not. We're better than that. These ICE agents are afraid. They're scared. So they're lashing out with violence to cover up their fears. They need to grow up. They need to follow the law. If they want to deport someone, they don't have the power to do it themselves. A judge must do that. Get a warrant for the man you wish to deport, take him in front of a judge, and let the judge do his job. Treat the man humanely and with respect. What they're doing is they are trying to take shortcuts. You cannot take shortcuts when you're dealing with people. Shortcuts are not the answer. The answer is follow the letter of the law and treat people with respect and dignity. You don't have a right to manhandle someone just because of your job title. You've got no right to do it. The laws in America state that everyone has a right to their day in court. Everyone has a right to stand before the judge, whether they're a citizen or not. They have the right to stand before a judge. Don't kidnap them off the street and deport them without them getting to see a judge. It's not your place. You're not the judge. We don't herd people up and put them into pens like they're a bunch of cattle. That's disrespectful. We shouldn't be separating children from their parents. We should not be using children as bait to catch their parents. This is immoral. It's wrong. Real men don't act like this. Real men don't lash out. They control their fears. They control their anger. They control their emotions. Real men treat people with dignity and respect. Real men follow the law. They don't break it, they follow it. All these ICE agents that are acting inappropriate, that are attacking their fellow human beings, are in the wrong. This is not what America is all about. The U.S. Constitution was written. The amendments were put on it. And racial profiling is illegal in this country. I don't care what your boss is telling you. Racial profiling is illegal in this country, and you know it. You know your civil rights. Don't go out and abuse someone else's civil rights. You have no right to lash out at people. You have no right to attack people. If you're going to do immigration enforcement, do it legally within the law and treat them with respect. Every one of those guys that you are mistreating and not treating with respect, and you're kicking out of this country, you're creating enemies for this country. We don't need more enemies. We need more friends. Allow them due process. That's all I'm saying. President Obama deported 3 million people. He did it without sending armed thugs walking down the street racially profiling people. This is being done at Donald Trump's behest. He wants this. He thinks it makes him look tough. In my eyes, it makes him look mentally ill, or at least mentally deficient. In my opinion, he could deport these people by getting a warrant and taking them in front of a judge, treating them in a humane manner with dignity and respect. To put armed thugs on the streets of America that are walking around starting confrontations, using weapons and wearing a mask, that's beneath America. It strips America of its dignity. When you don't follow the rules, when you don't operate within the confines of our legal system, you are the problem. If you want to stand in your front yard and yell at your neighbor, you can. It's not illegal. You want to stand in your front yard and yell at your neighbors as they go by, go right ahead. But every time you do, you're telling your neighbor it's okay for them to stand in their front yard and yell at you every time you go by. You're training them how to do it. Every time the white race mistreats a minority, they are training that minority on how to mistreat the white race. Common sense. If you treat people with respect and dignity, what are you teaching them? That they must treat you with respect and dignity. If it's okay for you to walk up and hit me in the mouth, then you are telling me it's okay for me to walk up and hit you in the mouth. So if you're shooting tear gas at me, you're telling me I can go ahead and shoot tear gas at you. If you are violating my civil rights, you're telling me it's okay for me to violate your civil rights. You're teaching me bad behavior. You're training me to be just as bad as you. That's not the answer you're looking for. If you treat people with a dignity and respect, then you can demand that people treat you with dignity and respect. When you don't treat others with dignity and respect, you are training them to not treat you with dignity and respect. This is common sense. These American citizens that think it's okay to go out and do immoral things are telling these people it's okay for you to treat me immorally. It is not. These people are operating in fear. They are acting out, lashing out with prejudice and fear. It's a sickness. They need help. They need some counseling. We saw all this go down in the 60s. We saw it. White cops in full riot gear with billy clubs. Unarmed black citizens wanting to be treated fairly and with respect. Who were the aggressors? The white police officers. They thought it was okay, but guess what? We found out that it was not. They were in the wrong. They picked up the moniker of being pigs. They did not like being called pigs. ICE is operating like pigs. We saw all this before. And the Americans went to the polls and they passed the Civil Rights Act. 64-65. They passed the Civil Rights Act. They said you cannot mistreat people based on the color of their skin. All are created equal. The white race is not superior. It's equal. But when the white race decides to mistreat people of another race, they are teaching them that it's okay for them to mistreat the white race. Common sense tells you this is not the path you want to be on. Common sense tells you to treat people with dignity and respect. That racial profiling is illegal. It is not just illegal, it is immoral. It's like watching the 60s all over again. It is not okay to attack the protesters. It's not. It's wrong. They're not breaking a law. They can film you. They can yell at you. They can call you bad names. That's legal in America. Every time you act aggressively and rough somebody up or attack them with a chemical weapon or racially profile them, you are the bad guy. You are the criminal, not the protester, not the immigrant. You made yourself into a pig. That's my opinion. If it walks like a duck and it talks like a duck, it's a fucking duck. If you're going to act like a pig, I'm going to call you a pig. And right now, ICE agents are pigs. All of them. They're not operating within the confines of the law. They are not on higher moral ground. I don't care what you think. They are not on higher moral ground. They are destroying the moral ground. They are stripping America of its dignity. In my opinion, feel free to disagree. Jump in the chat. You're more than welcome. I'll hear you out. But I'm telling you right now, morally, ICE is deficient. They're not good enough. They need to get better or get a new line of work. That's my opinion. I'm just one guy sitting on one end of his couch. But I'm telling you, our society has a set of laws. It has boundaries. You are crossing those boundaries if you're an ICE agent. If you're working for Border Patrol and you're crossing these boundaries, you are not operating within the confines of normal society. You are the abnormal. You are the obscure. And society in its entirety will smack you down. That's what happens when you break the law. When you can't color inside the lines, society enforces those lines. Here in the United States, we have the right to own guns. Just because you have the right to own guns, don't mean that you can walk out and use them against people, does it? There are laws, there are rules. If you walk out into your front yard and you're pointing a gun at everyone that goes by, what's going to happen to you? Society is going to squash you like a bug. They're going to come into your front yard and take your gun. Then they're going to put you into a psychiatric hold for 72 hours because you appear unstable. You appear unstable. Think about that. ICE has been given this authority to go and arrest people, but they're exceeding their authority. They're not coloring inside the lines. They are straying outside the lines, and they're using too much force. They're using racial profiling. They're using weapons. They're wearing masks. ICE, the poster child for the bad guy. ICE is nothing more than a pig out of the 60s. So say I, Ghost Mostly of Afternoon Chat. If you treat people with dignity and respect, and you operate within the confines of our laws and our rules in our society, no one will have an issue with you. But when you stray outside these boundaries, guess what? You're making yourself into a pig. The kind of pig we met in the 60s. Every time the white race decides that it is going to inflict harm on another race, what happens? This cannot end well. Every time the white race thinks it's superior, they get bitten in the ass because our Constitution says they're not superior. The laws say they're not superior. I don't care how scared you are, little boy. You're in the wrong. And if you can't tell right from wrong, what do we do in our society with people that cannot tell right from wrong? Well, we lock them up. Gee, how is this going to end for the ICE pigs? You think you can get away with this. You cannot. You're on camera. We have the bona fide proof, the evidence. Operate within the normal rules of our society, and you won't have a problem. But it is illegal to racially profile. It is illegal to attack people on the streets. It is illegal to unleash weapons on them. It is illegal, and you know right from wrong. This is not going to end well for these ICE agents. What it is going to do is it is going to get pushback, a lot of pushback. There are more guns in this country than anywhere else in the world. You keep pushing on the American people, and then eventually the American people are going to push back. And when the American people push back, you're going to pay the price. You're the one that's not coloring inside the lines. You're the one that's not following the law. You cannot say, I was just following orders. No. That's not a valid defense. You're an adult. You're an American citizen. You're supposed to know right from wrong. Every time you stray outside the boundaries of our laws and our rules of our society, society will smack you down like a bug. I don't care if you think it's okay. You're wrong. You cannot treat people with disrespect. Follow the letter of the law. An illegal order is an illegal order. It does not mean you follow it blindly. You have no license to kill. If you're an ICE agent in this country and you are breaking the law by attacking people, by racially profiling people, by using chemical weapons on people, that mask ain't going to save you, honey. We've got that shit on film. It's never going away. Stop acting like a pig and start acting like an adult. You know right from wrong. You cannot treat human beings this way. It is immoral. It is beneath America. Every time you do this, you are stripping America of its dignity. This is not a third world country. And President Trump is not a dictator. No matter how much he wants to dream that he is not. If he was a dictator, somebody would take his place. Hello? That's what happens to dictators. Have you learned nothing from history? Every time one of these dictators thinks that they're going to be there forever, they're not. Look at Putin. All the immoral shit that he's doing. You think this is going to end well for him? Do you think he's going to just get to retire in Palm Springs? Not going to happen. They're going to kill him. That's what happens to dictators. Somebody else decides they want the power. Trump is not a dictator, no matter how bad he wants it. He's not. The United States is a democracy. That president will be gone. That president will be gone, and this blind Congress that he's leading is going to be gone. And those ICE agents will be held accountable for their actions. Not by this crooked Justice Department we have now, by the next Justice Department. The next president is going to unmask all of these ICE agents. They're probably going to put them on a terror watch list. Probably put them on a no-fly list. You guys are damaging yourselves. You just don't realize it. Every time you break the law comes to get you. I don't care if they're telling you go ahead. You can't listen to that. You know right from wrong. If following an illegal order was such a good thing, what happened to all those damn Nazis? Didn't they get tried? Didn't they get convicted? And you think you can get away with it now? When there are more cameras? When that shit's on film? Not hardly. I don't care how scared you are. Grow up. Control your fears. You cannot walk down the streets of America lashing out at people without repercussions for your actions. It's illegal. It's immoral. It's beneath America. Stop it. I shouldn't have to be the only one on TV telling you this, but I'm telling you, you better control yourself. You better function within the guidelines of our laws and our rules in this society, because every time you don't, I can guarantee you, society is going to land on you like a ton of bricks. These crooked politicians that are giving you your marching orders, they are temporary. They're not permanent. They're going to be gone. The American people will see to that come election day. I'm telling you, operate within the law, within the confines of our society, or the wrath of society is going to fall on you. Not me. You. the ICE agents. Sorry, but that's the way it works. You cannot say I was just following orders when the orders are illegal and immoral. A real man stands up and says, no, I'm not willing to do that to my fellow human beings. A real man has morals, has ethics. A real man operates within the boundaries of our laws and rules. I don't know why you think you're going to get away with this. It's not going to be good for you. I'm telling you. You're going to get tried, you're going to get convicted, and then you're going to get civilly sued. The man hit me with tear gas. I was doing nothing. I was standing on the sidewalk. Here's the film. He attacked me with a chemical agent. I think I should be able to sue him for damages. If somebody's coming up and pepper spraying you, do you have a right to defend yourself? Well, I better hope that you got a bulletproof vest on, buddy. Because it's a matter of time. It's a matter of time. There's too many guns in this country, and people know their rights, and you don't have the right to attack me on the street. I don't care what your uniform is. You don't have the right to attack me on the street. It's illegal. I was just following orders. I got qualified immunity. Bullshit. We'll see how that works out for you soon, son. You're responsible for your actions. That's part of being an adult living in America. You're held accountable. The rich guys that are giving you these illegal orders, they won't be held accountable. They're going to get away with it. But you, son, the ICE agent, you're going to be held accountable. Our society will make sure of it. You better control yourself. Don't be walking down the street attacking people and clubbing people. It's not going to work out for you. You know the difference between right and wrong. Act like it. Don't follow illegal and immoral orders. Your job is not worth your life. You're going to end up in prison for shooting people, for chemical weaponing people, for being abusive. Is that what you want to tell your children? Yeah, dad's got to go to jail for a couple of years because he doesn't know right from wrong. He thinks it's okay to walk up and hit somebody in the mouth in this day and age. Explain that to your children, dumbass. God, you people amaze me. How could you possibly think this is the right thing to do? I see the videos. No one's attacking ICE. You're not getting into firefights yet. But keep up. And that could change. This is America. Everybody's got a gun, son. So straighten up and control your actions. Stop mistreating your fellow citizens. It's immoral. You know it's wrong. Control your fears. Stand up, be a man, and say, no, I'm not going to do that. What's next? You going to go to the school playground and start beating up kids? You know it's wrong. I don't care if your boss is telling you to do it. You know right from wrong, so quit doing it. It's sad. These poor people that are falling for this are nothing more than the pigs of the 60s. Oh, there's 75 of us. We're all wearing the same uniform, and we got riot shields and billy clubs, and we're just going to start cracking heads. Immoral. Wrong. It is not the right thing to do. You know right from wrong, so grow up. Act like a man and turn and tell that boss that's giving you illegal, immoral orders and tell him no. If he fires you for refusing to do an immoral act, go get unemployment. Sue his ass. It's the American thing to do. That would help ICE. If the ICE agents would stand up like real men and turn and say, no, those people are staying on their side of the tape. I got no reason to gas them. I got no reason to shoot them with pepper spray. They're not doing anything. You're telling me that I got to be the aggressor? I got to go attack them? No, thanks. That would be illegal. That would be immoral. You want to be known as the pigs? In the 60s, those cops didn't like it, let me tell you. They did not like that moniker at all. And I don't think you're going to like it any better, but I'm live streaming and I'm calling you pigs. You act like a pig, you're a pig. Stop attacking your fellow Americans. It's immoral, it's wrong, and it's illegal. If you got a warrant signed by a judge that tells you to go pick up Johnny Doe and to take him to jail, do so. Nobody's saying anything about it. But if you think you got a right to walk down the street and racially profile people, pull cars over, and harass people, you're dead wrong, son. Wake up. You're going to be held accountable for your actions. You're going to be under oath. They're going to show you the video of you wearing the mask doing the crime. Are you going to lie? Or are you going to fess up? Yes, sir, that was me. I did that. Perjury is a whole new crime. When they've got you under oath, they're not going to have your boss. They're going to have you, son. You're going to be the one held accountable. Wake up. Border Patrol, ICE agents are the pigs of 2026. I'm Ghost Mostly. The show is called Afternoon Chat. Monday through Friday, 3 to 5 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. That's like 1 a.m. in Eastern India. So says my friend Webster. I'm telling you, in my opinion, you must operate within the laws of society. If your boss tells you to do something illegal, if your boss tells you to do something immoral, and you're willing to do it, when you get brought up on charges, when you get held accountable, you're not going to have an excuse. And you will be held accountable for your actions. You will be in front of a judge because you didn't take that foreign national in front of a judge. You must follow due process. You must operate within the confines of the law. I don't care what your job title is. Secretary of Defense, operate within the law. Don't stray. If you do, what's going to happen? Society will land on you like a ton of bricks. Don't do it. You know right from wrong. You know illegal from legal. Do not attack people on the streets of America. It is immoral. It is beneath America. You are stripping this country of its dignity. You cannot say, I was just following orders. That defense don't fly, son. It's not going to cut it. You're going to be found guilty. You're going to be found guilty of murder for shooting a man, for shooting a woman. I'm sorry, but this is the way. Look at the cops that did this in Milwaukee. You see what happens to them? They get charged. They go to jail. Operate within the confines of the law and treat all human beings with dignity and respect. You can't whisk people out of the country without them going in front of a judge. The judge can sentence them to be deported, not you. Only the judge. Everyone's entitled to due process, citizen or not. You can't get around it. There is no shortcut. Get a warrant signed by a judge and go pick that person up and detain them legitimately, properly. Let him get a lawyer. Let him go and have his day in court. Let him stand before a judge. You don't have a right to whisk people off and shove them into a new state, into a new country, or turn them into a prison in some foreign country. That's immoral. That's illegal. Everyone is entitled to due process in this country. Everyone, citizen and non-citizen. Due process remains the same. I don't care if it says police on your vest. You don't have the right to walk down the street and attack people. You cannot attack them with clubs. You cannot attack them with weapons. You can't push them to the ground. That is illegal. You want to lay hands on, what's going to happen? Somebody's going to lay hands on you. You're teaching them this is okay behavior. If you're lobbing chemical grenades into crowds of people, you're telling the crowds of people, go ahead and lob grenades at me. Dumbass, this ain't going to work. You're making yourself into a pig. Look up the newsreels from the 60s. Only you're on film and you're going to be held accountable. You're not going to like the way this turns out. If your boss tells you to do something you know is illegal, you know is immoral, turn and tell him no. Face him down. If you don't, you're going to pay the price. Society will hold you accountable. Our next president is going to unmask all the ICE agents. Our next president is going to allow Congress to hold you accountable for your actions. You know right from wrong. So man up. Stop following illegal, immoral orders. That's my advice to you. Take it or leave it. I'm telling you, this is a Kobayashi Maru, the no-win scenario for you. You can stand up now against your boss giving you illegal and immoral orders, or you can stand up later in a court of law in front of the judge. Good luck with that, son. Sorry. I wouldn't want to be in those shoes. The show is called Afternoon Chat, Monday through Friday, 3 to 5 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. It's a free show. The people in the chat determine what we talk about. We had a wonderful guest star, Webster from Northeast India today. I appreciate all my viewers. I appreciate all my subscribers. I appreciate all the likes. I'm not asking you for money. This is a free show. There's no midstream ad. There's no sponsor. There's no commercial of any kind. I believe interactive TV is the way of the future. So if you've ever wanted to talk to your TV screen, I'm here 5 days a week, 2 hours a day. Everyone's opinion is welcome. We do need to follow the community guidelines established by YouTube, but that's not too much to ask. The only thing wrong you can do in this chat room is not have a good time. Everything else we can fix. I've been doing this for 5 months and I enjoy it. When no one gets in the chat, we're stuck with whatever's on my mind today because I'm not going to live stream dead air. Either way, you're always going to be welcome. Nothing is required of you. Nothing's going to cost you money. I am not trying to run you down and tackle your wallet. I'm not running for political office. I'm not coming out with a line of merch. Okay. I'm just not doing it. Everybody else can chase you in your wallet. Here, I'm going to welcome you, not chase you. Okay? You don't have to agree with me to get in the chat here. It's not a requirement. I'm just one guy sitting on one end of his couch. I like to meet and talk to people, find out what's on their mind, what are their priorities. The show does not have an agenda. It does not have a script. I'm not trying to control or manipulate people. Hopefully, you'll find the show inclusive, educational, heartwarming from time to time. But I guarantee you, whatever you want to talk about, it's okay. I've got time, 2 hours a day, 5 days a week. And I have enabled the chat. I welcome the chat. I'm all about freedom of speech. But if in your country you don't have freedom of speech, watch what you say in here. Don't get yourself into trouble with your local government. It's not our intention to cause hardship or hard feelings on anyone. I do appreciate all my viewers. I do appreciate everyone. YouTube wants me to tell you to like and subscribe, and I do need to get my channel monetized eventually, not for this show, but for other projects. I appreciate you guys showing up today, and I hope to see you tomorrow at 3. With that said, I'm Ghost Mostly. Thank you for your time and considerations today. It's my firm belief that if you're consistently nice to everyone, if you're constantly nice and kind to everyone, that you're going to like the end result. That said, I'll see you guys tomorrow. Have a marvelous evening. Find someone to love. I dare you.